Hello, my friend. Welcome back. It's so good to see you. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I've had a pretty good one. And today I'm going to work on Roxy's weekly challenge, week 35, I believe, making these cool little ephemera pieces with a concertina insert. So if you haven't watched her video, I do highly recommend it. It looks like a fabulous project. I haven't tried it yet, but they look fairly straightforward to make. So I've done a bit of prep work. I've printed off 3 sets of pages or papers to use for the project, so I'm hoping to make 3. So that's going to challenge me a bit to get my groove on and get going. This first lot are, I believe, antique paperie. I'm not entirely positive because I bought them a long time ago. I don't believe they're available anymore. So I've picked out this beautiful page as my it's going to be my concertina insert, and I've backed it with this writing side, and this is from Weathered Textures on Etsy. This is definitely available at the moment because I haven't had that all that long. I think I bought it earlier this year or late last year. So Weathered Textures, I'll try and remember to link everybody in the description box. If I forget, just give me a wee nudge and I will see to it. The day this goes up, I will be away, so I'm not sure if it's all going to be ready in time for me to do all the linking before I'm away. And then this is another antique papery page, which is going to be the outside. So it's single-sided. So for this project, you need 1 single-sided page and then 1 double-sided. Or use whatever you've got. It could be book pages. It could be scrapbook paper. Whatever, use what you've got. I'm using digitals. Rachel used digitals. Gayle used digitals. I just watched her video making these this morning. So I'm using digitals because I've got digitals, and it's always fun to find a way to use them. So let's start off. I'm going to fold, this is the single-sided one. I'm going to fold it in half. I will give you a bit of a walkthrough in case you haven't seen anyone else making these. So this is going to be effectively the cover of our ephemera piece, and it gets glued together. Oh, if I can get the lid off my glue stick, that took a little bit of elbow grease, that did. So I'm just going to pop some glue in the middle. And then I'm going to whip around the outside edge with my tacky glue. And I hand cut all the white edges off of these papers, so I'm fully expecting that nothing's going to be true on the edge. It's all going to be a bit wonky. So I might have to do a little trimming here and there to just neaten things up, or ink, depending on how bad my cutting was. But I could have used a craft knife and a ruler. I would have got a definite straight edge, but I didn't. Sometimes I just like the act of cutting with scissors. That's why I like fussy cutting. It's just quite meditative, I guess. You're just sitting there, cut. Your brain can go anywhere, or it can switch off. It can just focus on what you're doing. So I quite enjoy it. So I did that off camera, so you didn't have to sit there and watch me go cut. Right, so that is our cover, and need to decide which way round I would like it, because this is going to be folded in half. Oh gosh, it's going to be tough because they're both pretty. So if I had it this way, this would be the front. And if I had it this way, this would be the front. I think I might go with this. A reason I chose this paper for the inside, for the writing side, is it has actually got poppies here and some, look like it might be cosmos or something over this side, but particularly the poppies, and I thought there's poppies on this, so that worked for me. So I'm going to pop that aside and let it dry just for a moment. I'm going to grab the next set of pages. So the next set is from the Junk Journal Studio, and this is from the Spring Bounty Kit. So this is our cover page. It's a gorgeous collage of bits and pieces, really sweet. And then I've put this as the inside page and then backed it with this plain or plainer green writing page. So all of those are from Spring Bounty. So let's fold this cover page again. And perhaps we'll do this with all three so the glue has time to dry before I try folding anything. Oh gosh, I'm getting warm. It's a very beautiful, beautiful day outside. Super warm. The fire is barely going, but it's getting really warm inside. I don't really want to let the fire go out because it's going to cool down later on and we'll want the fire. But I might just have to suffer through the afternoon and sort of swelter. Oops, I've got that a bit bubbly, but it will be fine. It'll all smooth out okay. Just might give it a bit. Run over with the card just to make sure I've got no air in there. I think it's just warped because of the glue stick. I think's the issue there. Once I've got the tacky glue in, it's all going to be good as gold. Or as fine as silver. Or any other, what's the word I'm looking for? Not analogy, metaphor. Metaphor is what I'm looking for. Any other metaphor that you prefer. I do like a good metaphor or a simile. Right, so that's that one. And our final one that I've got here is a brand new kit from RachandBella Crafts called Times and Seasons. Whoops, and I've got it upside down, so let's just switch that around. Beautiful distressed look, beautiful autumn colours, just stunning. So this is my cover page, and then, oh, and that one was upside down. So this is going to be the inside page. See how they coordinate just beautifully. And then for the writing side, this is another page from the same kit with writing lines, and it's got peace and plant on there. Just beautiful, really gorgeous. So brand new kit if you want to hop over and grab that one. Right, so let's fold this. So I've gone for 3 reasonably different sort of styles and colours for these. So I'll end up with some nice different pieces of ephemera to pop in journals. And that's not folding nicely for me because I think I've cut it crooked. Oh look, gosh, that's so crooked. That is incredibly crooked. Right, well, we'll glue it down and I can trim it up later on. No biggie. It's very forgiving, I'm sure, of my bad cutting and probably bad folding as well. You know, two kind of go hand in hand, I feel. Particularly if you've cut badly to begin with, then it's almost impossible to actually fold it properly. Or if you've folded it wrong to begin with, it's, you know, then it can be hard to cut it properly after. So yes, they kind of go hand in hand, those two issues. I am demonstrating both of them today. Gosh, yes, this is wildly wonky, this one. I did such a bad job on the cutting. Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. Right, so that all glued. Just putting the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry out, particularly with how warm it is in here. Right, so let's go back to our first one here. I'm not going to ink the inside papers, but I probably will ink the cover. That's kind of the decision I've made. Right, so this should be dry enough. I'm kind of tempted to grab out the scoreboard. Neither Gayle nor Rachel used a scoreboard for this. I'm just going to see whether it's going to work nicely for me and line up in the middle. Well, I'm going to have to open out the board to start with because it's not wide enough. Gosh, it's grubby too. Just lives down behind my bookcase, so it gets all sort of dust in it. So what have we got there? We've got just a fraction under 5 3/4 inches. So that's going to be a bit difficult to score. Okay, it was worth having a look. But I'm just going to fold it and hope for the best. I'm sure it will be fine. Everybody else seems to be able to do it okay. So it's going to be quite a narrow piece. I've printed out on A4 paper and then trimmed down the white edges that my printer leaves. Need my scoring tool, even though I'm not using the scoreboard, just to give it that nice edge there. Nice crisp fold. Like so. So that's the back and this is the front, and I think that looks very pretty. So we are going to end up covering over this, which is okay. We've still got a pretty poppy down here. So I'm going to grab my ink because I suspect that it's probably going to be easier to do this before I put the insert in. So let's just whip around. Now, one thing to bear in mind is the height of it in your journal. So this is effectively the height of a signature that would be in my typical journal. So if you don't want it that high, you would need to trim a bit off top or bottom, or top and bottom, just depending what you want. So, and how you're going to add it into your journal. If you're going to clip it, then it should be fine. If you're going to stick it in a pocket, then your pocket's going to push it up a little bit, so you might need to just bear that in mind and do that trimming before you construct it. Okay, and let's do the inside. I'll probably save you from doing the inking on all three. I'll just do this one. I'm sure it won't be too difficult to do the others after they're constructed, but if I was doing them off camera, I would do all the inking at this stage. Right, so now we take our insert page and it is going to be glued down. Now which way round? No, so it needs to go this way. And we need to put it almost up to that centre fold. Don't want to take it all the way up, and I can see we're slightly too tall for our cover page, so I'm going to take some off before I do anything else. I think I'm going to take a bit of the bottom off because I like this sort of lacy doily bit at the top. I will use a craft knife, and it can be shorter on the inside, so I'm going to take more than enough off. Whip that off the bottom. Just like that. And where do I put my ruler? Up there. Right, now let's go back here again. Yep, that's better. I'm happier with that fit. I'm just going to line it up as good as I can, and you want to fold it so that it comes within the edge of your cover. You don't want it sticking out. I'm just trying to see to line up there. Try to keep it straight, hopefully. Just give it a double check that I've got my... Yep, I'm liking that. So now we concertina fold it backwards and forwards, keeping within the where you've done the first fold, so it doesn't go any wider than that. Because you don't want to run into your spine and you don't want to stick out the side. Oh, that's a bit wonky. Okay, let's try that one again. That's better. Yeah, and the last little bit, fold it back like so. So you end up just with this smaller strip down the front. And it folds out, we glue it in and it folds out like this, and then you've got the writing space on the back. Fun little piece to pop in your journal. Isn't it cool? I love it. I think it's a great idea from Rachel. Beautiful. I know she did get this idea from Sharon, I think her name is. But if you go to Rachel's video, the video that she got it from and the person she got it from is listed in the description box on her video. So you can sort of trace it all the way back to its origins if you are so inclined. And it's cool to see everyone's versions and how people might switch it up. I haven't actually done anything differently really to either Rachel or Gayle. I just think they're really fabulous as is. I do want to do a slight variation, just a very slight variation on one of them. Whoops, that's too far up. Let's try that again. Is it in straight? No. Gosh, I'm having all sorts of trouble just lining things up. Eek. My glue's probably going to be so dry by the time I actually get it lined up properly. I'm making it look difficult, aren't I? It's annoying me. And I'm being so perfectionist right now. And I still didn't get it in the middle, but I think it's good enough that I'm happy with that. Yeah. So look at that. You could play with that all day, and then you can pull it out this way and do your journaling and tuck it away. So the final step of this, I think I will go ahead and do it at this stage rather than kind of like waiting and doing all three, is a little tab on the side here. So to, you know, so people know, the owner of the journal knows that you pull it out, and that gives you a nice little hand grip. Oh, did you hear that? I imagine you heard that. I'm just trying to grab my whale tail punches, whale tail tabs, and everything just fell off the shelf. So yeah, bit of cleanup to do after the video. These are all from Artzology. So let's pick out, it's a bit blendy I think. We've got pinks going on, got a bit of sort of yellowies, yellows perhaps might be better English. Oh, I like that one. Okay, so you can use whatever tabs. Rachel made some just from a strip of paper and Gayle did as well, and I really liked that. But I've got a whole bunch of these whale tails that came in a digital kit, and I've spent time cutting them out, and I've kind of been forgetting about them, so I'm going to take advantage of this project and use them, and I think they'll just be really cute. And it also saves me faffing around trying to grab a scrap that might suit. You know, I'll spare you that frustration of me looking for something that works. This will be a lot quicker. Now which way? I had it that way round. You could also use a little piece of fabric, would be really cool as a tab. Lots of things you could use. Use your imagination, whatever you've got in your stash. There, I like that. Super fun. Whee! I just like playing with it. Actually, I might do my variation on this one because I thought I'd missed the opportunity, but I don't think I have. I'm going to round the corners. Just a subtle little, oh, come on, unjam. Subtle little addition. I think Rachel might have snipped her corners because she likes snipping them on a wee angle. I do like rounded corners, and I like the effect when something's folded and you round the corner. You get this cool, really, gosh, my language is all over the place. You get this cool dip thing happening, which I really like. And then hopefully this works okay on this one layer. Yep. And this corner. There we go. So you could certainly ink the insert as well. Gayle inked her insert. Rachel doesn't ink. But I just wanted to do the cover and leave the insert to speak for itself. It's so much fun and it's super pretty. You could add a closure. You could clip it on a page and there the clip would hold it closed. I think once it's in a journal, I don't think there'll be too many issues with it popping open. But if that bugs you, you could certainly do something to keep it closed. The other thing that you do is then decorate them up. I don't know if I'll get to that stage because you know I'm not the quickest crafter in the room. I like to just tinker away. Excuse me while I have a sip of my tea. It might help me speak properly. I have to say, I went to record this video. I started recording. I went to say hello and nothing would come out of my mouth. It was just like, It was so funny. So I just stopped it straight away, cleared my throat, had a drink, sort of composed myself, and then started again. Right, so do we want this? Or do we want this? I like this. I'm going to go with this side for the front. So I will do the inking afterwards. Like I said, like I promised, I will save you watching me ink all of these, or all of these, the other two that I'm going to do. Right, easy peasy. And we've got this sweet bird image here. Yep, that's going to look really nice. Okay, measure up, make sure it's going to fit. And this one does just. Yeah, it's got like a hair's space at top and bottom. I think that's okay. We can work with that. So again, I'm going to put this in here. Line it up. And fold it to fit within the cover. Oops, not that far. Come back a little bit. About there. I think this will work. Almost right on the edge. Seems like I'm doing a lot of concertina stuff lately. I am really enjoying the concertina journals. I think they're such fun to make and come together quite quickly and really effective. Just effective and fun and beautiful. Right, back the other way. And then our little front piece, like so. So it's almost like forms a strip down the front, or like the appearance of a belly band or something like that. Okay, now this one's going to challenge me because it just fits very neatly in there. There's not much room to get it off kilter. So let's see how we do. And hopefully my folding's straight so it doesn't throw anything too high or too low. I should have checked it, but we've got glue on now, so it's too late. Just gonna go for it. And it might be easier to go from this side. And hopefully I'm within the... Yes, phew. I was thinking, oh no, have I put it too far that way and run into the spine? But no, we're all good. So there we go. Awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it. Super cool. And coming together really, really quickly, which is great. Another quick project, which is awesome, isn't it? Quick projects mean we get to do more and create more different kinds of things. So it's fun. So I'm going to round the corners on this again because I really like that look. And then we'll choose out a whale tail to put on it. Collecting all my little punched out corners to the side there. You can probably see them. Right, so we've got lots of greens and yellows going on in this one. So let's see if we can find something that would suit. That one might be okay. Not sure if it's my fave for this paper. There's some blues and creams. That one actually is quite nice. I like that one. Okay. I always like to fold these before I glue them on, so I know that they're lined up properly. Gosh, it is just so warm in here, guys. So warm. Just the most beautiful spring day. So my aim is to go out tomorrow and go swimming. In a heated pool, mind you, but I haven't been swimming in so long. And I need printer paper. I am down to my last few sheets. I put the last of it in the printer to do these. And I've got maybe 10 or 20 pages left and that's it. And it's like, whoa, that's way too low on my printer paper. I need to get some paper, baby. There we go. Cool. Number 2 is ready to decorate. Awesome. So on to our third one, which is the papers from RachandBella Crafts, and this is the one that's wonky, isn't it? Okay, let's do some trimming first, because this white edge is really not good. It's a little bit not folded quite well there, so give that a crease. Line it up on the spine where we folded it, and that's going to be our straight edge for now. Okay, it's there. The bottom looks like it's actually quite straight, so that's good. And so this one will be slightly narrower because of my errors. That's okay. It'll hardly be noticeable unless you like held it up against something else and compared it. And since these will be in different journals, that's not going to happen really, is it? Okay, now I just want to check this edge because I've got a bit of white showing. So just lining up those edges and just a tiny bit. Might as well deal with it now. So again, I'll ink it later. Do I want this on the front, or do I want this on the front? Oh, they're both beautiful. I don't know, guys. I don't know. If we put this is going to be covered. If we put that as the front, then this will be covered. I think I'm going to go that way. It's 6 in one, half dozen another. They're really equally as beautiful as each other, but one of them has to be covered. So there's no way around that. Well, I wonder if there's a way around that. You'd have to perhaps put a different paper on the inside or something. Ooh, that's got my brain thinking now. I wonder if you could, like, ooh, my brain, it's just going 10 to a dozen. I was thinking if you did a whole sheet like this and put like coffee dyed paper or something on the other side, and then folded that in half, or folded it into like quarters and then folded that up. Oh, I want to try that now, but I haven't got anything ready to do it. I don't know if that made sense, but I might have to have a play with that. Oh, it's got my brain going. Right, okay, on with this though. Don't get too excited, too carried away. Okay, it's only got a hair space on one edge, so I'm going to take it down just a little bit, just so I'm not running the risk of going over. So just a sliver. Go. These papers are so pretty. They're making my eyes very, very happy. Okay. Yep, all looking good. So in we go. Yep. Fantastic. We're all looking good now. I might have folded that a bit deep, but that's okay. As long as you're within the boundaries of your cover, you can go slightly narrower if you prefer. It certainly will work just as effectively. And keep losing my equipment. Maybe if I put my knife away, I'll be able to see other things on my desk. Yeah, and our final little bit, fold back this way. Right, this time I'm going to punch it before I stick it in. So I'm not going to punch that first bit that gets glued down. And I wonder if this will be easier or whether it won't make any difference. Oops. Got a bit jammed there for a moment. Oh, come on. Why are you... Here we go. Must have a few fragments in there. It's making it stick. Don't fail me now, corner veranda. I've got work to do. In some ways, I think it's actually easier to do it once it's stuck inside. But come on. Malfunctioning equipment does not help. There we go. We got there. Okay, time to glue. It's a shame that we lose this panel and the panel under it, but that's all right. They're digitals. You can print them again. Like I said earlier, something has to go. But I do want to play with that sort of variation that came to my mind. It was like, I wonder if that'll work. But that'll be a playtime for maybe the weekend, probably more likely next week to see if it will actually work. No. Yep, we're good. I thought I had it crooked, and it probably is, but it's within the boundaries of the cover, so I'm going with it. It'll be fine. Like I said, it's reasonably forgiving of my folding and cutting errors. Now I'm wondering whether I do this one with rounded corners, just for see what it looks like as something different to the other two. Oh yes, I like that rounded corner on the cover as well, actually. And this is getting the corner of the insert as well, just a little bit, but that's okay. Just by a little fraction at the top and bottom. Love it. Okay, tab time. So we've got oranges, yellows. There's a very soft blue in there. This one. Yep, I like that one. It's got similar tones in it. Sort of a peachy pink and that beigey yellow. Very pretty. So I must remember to link Artzology as well. So I've got a few shops to link. Hopefully I remember and don't forget to do anyone. As I said, give me a nudge if I do forget somebody, because I want to honour all of them with their beautiful creativity. Including Rachel, of course, and Gayle, because they inspire me a lot. Okay, there we go. I've got a little bit of a white edge there, but it's okay. I could always ink it if I decide. And this one I'm thinking could actually benefit from a bit of ink just to give it a bit of drama. Beautiful colours, beautiful muted palette. And I think just a bit of vintage photo would actually just bring it up really nicely. Give it that frame out that inking does. Right, so we've finished with the whale tails. I also have a couple of printouts here of words and quotes from the Times and Seasons kit from RachandBella Crafts. And I thought maybe we could put a word or two on these. How are we going for time? Yeah, we're going good for time. Right, so some of these are very autumny themed. We're not in autumn here, we're in spring. The colours are beautiful, very autumny colours, but also very beautiful for any time of year. I am thinking this word comfort, because to me this is just soothing. It's very, very soothing. So I am going to go for comfort on this one. I don't know where I'm putting it yet, but I'll put it somewhere. So I haven't cut any of these out. And these are done like a bit of torn tape that they're done on, which I think is really fun. And I'm wondering whether my little crunchy scissors, I don't know, what else would I call them? I think they're called Fun Cut on the actual scissors. Let me just grab them out. You know, the decorative jiggity jaggedy edge scissors, I think might be quite cool on this, just to, because it's got a really cool edge there. And just, I'm not going to fussy cut that, so just using my scissors, give it that fun look. And I am going to ink, and then I'll make that jaggedy edges, those jagged edges, a bit more prominent as well, stand out a bit more. Right, where do I want to actually put the word? I know I want to put it somewhere. I could put it on the cover. which is actually really beautiful. And the ladies were also decorating up this page, because this page is designed to be decorative rather than writing, although I believe you could actually still write on this. It's certainly well, you know, pale enough to be written on. And the idea is to decorate, like put a few bits and pieces in the panels that you've got where the folds are. You could put something over a fold as long as you had it far enough over that it didn't like if you put it here, then this will pop up. You know, it's likely to pop up when it's folded. I think I really like this on the outside. I think that is super pretty. Do I want it at the top? Because there's text down the bottom here. 4th of September 1884. That's what it says. I think the top. We'll go the top. Doesn't matter. But, you know, I've got to make 30,000 tries and decisions on the composition I prefer, when all of them look equally as good. Welcome to my brain. Right, so we're going there. And I think that looks beautiful. I really want to ink it. It's like, so I get that finished sort of look that the inking brings. I'll just do the front there. And down the spine. There we go. So I just think that just as is, that is so pretty. Okay, I think I'm just going to pop words on them, and then I won't decorate the rest, because honestly, I mean, it's just gorgeous as is, really. So let's choose what colours we might like. So obviously this one in particular, the Spring Bounty, it's not giving me autumn vibes at all. This one could be any time, really. It's summery, it could be spring. So what here? So we've got some really lovely words like encourage and kindness, community, you know, lots of beautiful options there. Time, season, like season, the word season will work for any season, won't it? Calm, what's speaking to me? What is, I've got a second page here as well, so won't forget that. These tend to be more autumn themed, although there is words like whimsical and quaint, mellow. So there are some words there that are not necessarily autumn. There's also some vertical words which are fun, but I think I want horizontal. So back to this page. Make a decision, woman. Let's go friendship for the Spring Bounty one. So let's go that one, and for this other one, let's go just to get that warm. Sharing, joy. What about joy? Let's go with joy. Okay, so we've chosen the words. Now just to cut them out and ink them up. So it won't take long, I promise. Okay, and now back to our fancy scissors here. I've been using these scissors a lot lately. It's like they had been put away for probably a couple of years. And when something's away, I find I don't use things. And so I recently bought them out because I needed them for a particular project, and I found where they were, which was a bonus. And then I've just been using them practically on everything. So they now live in the pen holder on my desk. And so I do use them because they're right there. It's the bane of a crafter's life is you have so many supplies and you can't physically keep them all right at hand. So by nature, there are things that we just don't reach for because they're hidden away. Quite often we forget because they're not in eyesight, or they become too difficult to get to because other stuff gets put in front of them or on top of them or around them. You know, it's almost like we all need a catalogue of our craft area. And so we can just open a book and go, oh, I've got that somewhere. And then like go to aisle B, drawer C, you know, something like that. Okay, yes, this one was Joy, wasn't it? Chose out Joy for this. And I think that's got a really nice spot at the top there for this one. It's got your friend written there, so I think I'll put that above the your friend, so we don't lose those words. And it's nicely positioned in between those two poppies, so I like that. And here, I think again at the top, there's a bit of tape here. There's a date here, but we could pop it. Okay, I'm going to put it down here, but I feel like I need something else up here. Have I got anything handy is the issue. Let's pop this here. I don't mind losing that date, that's okay. Like I said, it's a digital, we can reprint. I'm thinking a label. So I've got labels here from the Junk Journal Studio. This is Junk Journal Studio Digital. So let's see if we can find one that we like on here. Mockingbird, because there's a couple of birds on here. We could go with a mockingbird one. Does that tie in with the word friendship? It kind of gives me mixed messages. These are all the small ones out of the kit, so I could grab for the bigger ones. And I might, oh, what about this one? The Apothecary. Or a round one. Yep, I'm still digging. I actually like that one. Okay. Decision made, and yes, I will ink it. I was going to say I'm not going to ink it, but I am. I changed my mind. It's a little label off some sewing cotton, sewing thread. So it bears nothing in common with the birds and what's going on here. It's just fun. And we like fun and interesting and pretty. We like all those things, don't we, in our journals? Okay, so here we go. I am thinking I might round the corners on all of the covers actually, because I really like this look. I think it gives it a very tailored sort of finish. And then I still need to decorate the insides. But how beautiful, how usable, how amazing is that idea from Rachel. Just love them. I'm going to be making these on a regular basis, I think, because I'm just adoring this project. So a reminder again, we have Times and Seasons, and this one from RachandBella Crafts, brand new kit. This one is an old kit which I don't think is available. I believe it's Antique Paperie, but Antique Paperie is still a shop and still has digital, so go check them out. The one on the back of this is Weathered Textures. Lots of really useful background papers from them. And then this kit is Spring Bounty from the Junk Journal Studio. And the label on the front is Junk Journal Studio, and the tabs I've used are from Artzology. Have I covered everybody? I hope so. Now I've got to try and remember to put them all in the description box once the video's loaded. And these word labels are also from Times and Seasons by RachandBella Crafts. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed my version of this project, which wasn't terribly different, but just so much fun. I thoroughly recommend it, and they're beautiful. When you start with such beautiful digitals, how can they be anything but beautiful? That's what I think anyway. So take care, my friends. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.